Texas, and welcome to this battle in the NFC East. Tony Romo and this high-flying Dallas Cowboys offense sailing onto this field before this battle here late afternoon. The Dallas Cowboys 8-1, the Washington Redskins 5-4. And now welcome to the booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Troy Aikman is coming right up. The Dallas Cowboys trying for a win here this afternoon to match the Green Bay Packers for the best record in the NFC. On the other side, Washington trying to rebound from a devastating home loss and a fourth quarter collapse to Philadelphia last week and trying to win on the road. So Troy Aikman, here you are, and it's a tough question to answer. Washington loses Sean Taylor, their best defensive player. How do they come out of here with a win today?
Well, they're probably asking themselves that same question. You're right. They're without some key players, but I think they also return some key players. On the defensive side of the ball, they get Marcus Washington back. That should be huge. And then on the offensive side of the ball, where I really think that this game's going to be won or lost by the Redskins, they get Santana Moss back at wide receiver. And then you think back to last week and some of the things that they were able to do offensively. They went to the no-huddle with Jason Campbell. He's very comfortable with it. I had a chance to visit with him just moments ago. He's hoping they use more of it here today. I think they will, and I think they're going to play very well.
There is no team in the NFC scoring points like the Dallas Cowboys. And the man in charge of that offensive attack, Tony Romo, is with Pam Oliver.
And Tony, the Redskins with a lot of injuries defensively. What are some of the areas you try to exploit in that department?
Well, we're going to see what kind of coverages they give us and just kind of go from there. You know, they're showing a lot on tape, just drop a lot of guys, so might have to just work it methodically down the field. But we'll be ready.
As far as your offense goes, a lot of weapons. What is the secret to ball distribution with that group?
Just whoever gets open, give them the ball.
As simple as that.
Just go out and have some fun and try and get the right guy.
All right, we'll start right now. Let's go back up to Joe.
All right, Pam, thank you. And hopefully you caught Pam's interview and piece that she did with Terrell Owens during Fox NFL Sunday today. Great look at a guy who is putting together a Hall of Fame career and is having a career year here with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he sure is, Joe, and I know there's a lot of discussions here in Dallas that he's a changed guy. I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily true, but what I do think is certainly allowed him to play the way that he has and not be as vocal as what he's been in the past is the fact that he's playing somewhere where he feels wanted, and he knows that Tony Romo is going to get him the ball.
We'll get a look at Tony Romo and Terrell Owens and company here early. What a return by Miles Austin and a good start for Dallas. Sweezum, the kicker, forced him out after a 27-yard return, and this Dallas offense, as Sweezum comes away limping after the tackle. Here's the return, and this Dallas offense, Troy, doesn't need a head start, but they get it with a good start right out of the gate, and it was Sweezum, number 6, who made the tackle.
You know, it's a great point because, you know, the defense for the Redskins, they've got their work cut out for them as it is. I mean, they don't need the special teams then to be giving Dallas offensively a shorter field.
Dallas averaging just under 33 points per game. Number 2 in the NFL to the Patriots. Wide open is Witten. One pass, 12 yards, first down. Fred Smoot on the tackle, and this is the best tight end in the NFC.
Well, and he gets better when nobody covers him. Watch Marcus Washington, 53. I said he's missed 4 of the last 5 games. He lets Witten off the ball, and as he's watching Tony Romo in the pocket, Jason Witten just comes off the ball and curls to the outside and makes the easy reception.
Witten was shut out last week at the Meadowlands against the Giants. In the first half, Julius Jones. How about 2 plays, 2 first downs, and this one's good for 13 yards.
You know, Julius Jones earlier in the year was not running the ball all that effectively, and Marion Barber, when he would get his opportunities, he was making the most of them. But here as of late, Julius Jones has been running the ball extremely well. And when he gets out in space, like he was able to do there without a lot of people around him, I mean, he's certainly a good running back with great quickness.
Julius Jones again, and this time the Redskins defense does something, a gain of only 2. This is, first of all, something we highlight every time we do a Cowboy game. with all the headlines with Romo and Terrell Owens and Barber and Jones, you can't lose sight of what this offensive line has done, and they are playing with Leonard Davis, who suffered a left ankle sprain during practice this week. He's out there at right guard, and this is an offense that has started with their opening drive 3 straight games with a touchdown, trying to make it 4 in a row. High snap, one-handed grab by Romo, and his second completion to Witten to the 30, a gain of 5.
Well, that time Washington defensively decided that they were going to bring 5 guys. They brought the 4 down defensive linemen and then a linebacker along with them. Of course, LaRon Landry is then the one who's able to make the tackle on Jason Witten. At least they're now able to get it to a 3rd and 4. Now, Dallas has been very good all season long on 3rd downs.
Number 1 in the NFC, converting at just under 49%. How about that play? Off the mask of Romo and into the arms of Julius Jones, who's brought down a loss of 2. This crowd was awfully loud while Romo here at home was trying to change the play at the line, and the snap from Gerard hit Romo right in the face. It looked like
Romo was just trying to maybe change protection. You see him there. That's a kill sign for them. And whatever it was, Gerard thought that it meant that he wanted the ball snapped. You know, you think back to some of the plays, some of the miscues that have happened with the Dallas Cowboys this year. I mean, they're fortunate to have gotten that ball back.
51-yard try now by the rookie Nick Folk, who's been terrific. Good snap, good hold. The kick is pushed, and the Washington defense
position of their own.
Starting from their own 41, it's Clinton Portis, who has been outstanding the past 2 games. And because of those 2 games, starts this afternoon's affair number 3 in the NFL with his 766 rushing yards.
I think Clinton Portis is just terrific. He may very well be my favorite player in the National Football League, and not just because of what he does when he has the ball in his hands, which is really special in and of itself, but he is absolutely terrific picking up blitzes and doing all of the things that a lot of people just don't notice.
2nd down and 5. Campbell flushed out of the pocket, will run and dive and pick up a 1st down. If you're just joining us, the Dallas Cowboys got a good opening kick return from Miles Austin. Got 2 quick 1st downs on their first 2 plays from scrimmage. The drive stalled when on 3rd and 3, a snap from Gerard hit Tony Romo right in the face mask. A missed 51-yard try by Novak, the rookie, and now, or Nick Folk rather, and now it is Washington with their first down of the day inside Dallas territory, and a completion to the fullback Sellers, forced out by Roy Williams, a gain of 5.
Yeah, I just got done talking about some of the little things that Clinton Portis does so well besides just run the football. He takes great pride in his ability to pass protect, and here he is securing the outside, taking on a defensive end there. He goes down low and is able to slow him down and let Jason Campbell get the throw off, and you know, you'll see that down after down from Clinton Portis.
2nd down and 5. Portis picks his way for a 1st down.
Plus, not only is he tough, he's a good dresser. I mean, he's got some great looking shoes to go with that outfit.
Yeah, we welcomed a new audience, and if you're just joining us, you missed all that action. Plus, you missed Troy Aikman say that Portis may be his favorite player in the National Football League, and part of that I know is what he does with his press conferences in years past. Dressing up as different characters.
Yes, sir.
Portis on an inside handoff gets it to the 35.
You know, but I think in addition to what Portis has been able to do over the last 2 weeks, Joe, I mean, he really has been the workhorse here over the last month of the season. They're not letting Liddell Betts get as many carries, and they've decided that Clinton Portis, he's going to be our bell cow, and we're going to ride him as far as we can go with him. But this offensive line has also come together, because we talked about John Jansen going down in week 1, Randy Thomas in week 2, and now Fabini and Todd Wade. You feel them starting to come together and play pretty good ball.
2nd and 8 for Jason Campbell. Cooley, nice catch, first down inside the 20.
Well, last week we saw Jeremy Shockey with the New York Giants spread out wide, and that forced Roy Williams then to go man-to-man on him. Now he's trying to get help from Greg Ellis on the inside, but the skinny post, which is what Cooley is running there, no question Campbell's going his direction as soon as he sees that matchup. And unless they get more help, I think the Cowboys feel that inside help from a linebacker will take that away. Well, it didn't on that play.
Play action from Campbell over the middle. Cooley, what a start for Washington. Touchdown. Jason Campbell getting better and better and better week by week. A couple of impressive throws and completions to Cooley, this one for a score.
And now he comes to the inside, lines up as a tight end, but because of the coverage, you see Roy Williams, he starts to shade to the outside. As soon as the tight end leads vertical off the line of scrimmage, that is Roy Williams' guy. He should never have turned outside to help with the corner. He should have been with Cooley the entire way.
So how about that turn of events? Seemingly 3 minutes after us talking about Dallas scoring on their opening drive in 3 straight games and moving the ball on the Washington defense. You get the stop on 3rd down. The snap had a lot to do with it. You get the missed field goal. It's first time he's thrown 3 touchdowns in his career. His first full year as a starter. Miles Austin again had a good one his first time out. This one not bad either. Able to take it across the 20. They mark him at the 22. Kari Campbell on the tackle. A 20-yard return by Miles Austin. Well, Tony Romo 3 weeks ago signed that 6-year, $67.5 million deal. Eventually announcers will stop talking about it. But it's too fresh. The ink is just drying. $30 million guaranteed. He may want to renegotiate.
I agree. I mean, you look at what he's done since he signed that new contract. I mean, he's completed 77% of his passes and has just been spectacular.
Marion Barber in the backfield, and he gets it. First carry of the day, and Marion picks up 2. Hit first by Rocky McIntosh, a very good second-year linebacker from Miami.
And what Dallas defensively is faced with in terms of trying to stop the running of Clinton Portis. Yeah, I think Washington has a similar challenge in trying to slow down Marion Barber, because they're both very similar in the way in which they run. They don't go down easily. Marion Barber leads the National Football League in breaking tackles, and usually it takes more than one person to get him to the ground.
2nd down and 8. Romo over the middle, nearly picked off by McIntosh. Stepped in front of Patrick Creighton and almost had his first pick of the year.
There's pretty good protection up front by this Cowboys offensive line, but you know, that just goes to show you that even with protection, this secondary doing a good job of covering up the receivers, and you know, a missed opportunity there. The Redskins are able to make that play and then again get a shorter field.
Game break coming up, 3rd down and 8. Quick throw, Hurd, first down and more. 15 yards on 3rd down from Tony Romo. Game break. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Oh, Joe, Cedric Benson averaging just 3 yards a carry on the season. Takes it for the Bears, 43 yards on this play. Bears go up 7-0. Seahawks have missed the field goal, and Chicago's marching again. So maybe it's Chicago's day with Rex Grossman at quarterback. Joe and Troy and Pam.
All right, Kurt, so he is back after taking over, starting. Bad shoulder for Greasy. If you want more info on that game, you can go to foxsports.com or NFL.com. First down, Dallas at their own 39. Romo throws. T.O. first of the day. First down, Dallas. And he gets a little extra action at the end and gets up and shoves Springs. No flags. And T.O.'s going to see a lot of Sean Springs all afternoon.
Yeah, Sean Springs is not going to be with him all day long, but he's going to shadow him most of the time. And Terrell Owens running a good route there, does a nice job of catching the ball. I don't know when the whistle blew. Apparently it did not, because the Redskins continue to play and get him to the ground. I'm actually a little surprised that they didn't throw the flag on Terrell after he came up and pushed Sean Springs.
First down at their own 49. Marion Barber bounces it to the edge. Forced out by Dowdy after a gain of 7.
This is what I was talking about a little bit earlier when it comes to Marion Barber. You got to secure the end here. You're going to see on the outside, they collapse it there. Phillip Daniels, and then Rocky McIntosh is not able to get to the outside. Now on the back end of that, what you've got to be able to do is then bring him to the ground. Reed Doherty there is not able to make the tackle.
Second down and 3 for Dallas. Play action from Romo. Underneath, it's Oliver Hoyt, the fullback. First down, Dallas at the Washington 40. If you're just joining us, we've had a couple of key plays. 3rd and 3. Romo changing the play at the line. Got a surprise. And then a 51-yard miss by Nick Folk. Led eventually to this 19-yard completion from Campbell to Cooley. And a little bit of a hurry-up approach by Dallas. First down at the Washington 40. Terrible snap by Gerard. Romo will try to do as much as he can. T.O. picked off. London Fletcher back to make the play. So the high snap. Great play by Romo. Almost got it to Terrell Owens, who tipped it with help from Springs into the arms of London Fletcher. With an early snap on the previous possession, this one is way too high over the head of Romo, leads to the pick. And now starting at their own 10, the Redskins up 7. Handoff is to Clinton Portis. Portis picks up 4, and we go back to the interception.
Now you go back, and initially it looked like Terrell Owens was going to be able to make the play, but Sean Springs got his hand in there and was able to tip it up. And London Fletcher, who's always seems to be around the ball, then able to come down with it.
Patrick Creighton is trying to explain to Terrell Owens that it was a bad snap that started all of that. So far for Dallas today, they've had a couple of bad snaps, a missed field goal, and now an interception. Second and 6. Campbell in trouble. Throws it away. May have had Sellers, who had broken free, but Campbell didn't see him. It's 3rd and 6. Pressure by Brady James and DeMarcus Ware that flushed Campbell out of the pocket.
It looked like he had Sellers, and Sellers was watching him there ready for the ball. But Campbell just throwing it away.
Dallas, the number 7 defense in the NFL. Campbell, a quick setup and throw right through the hands of Santana Moss.
Well, Santana Moss did not get to play last week. He's playing today even with a bruised heel, and he was wondering how long it was that he was going to be able to play before it gives him too many problems, here this afternoon. But a ball that Santana Moss could have caught. He was expecting it more to the outside along the boundary. Got away from Campbell just a little bit.
The best punt cover team in the NFL, the Redskins. Punt is to Patrick Creighton, who gets it on a bounce and takes it into Washington territory, but a penalty flag is down. What an effort by Patrick Creighton, but we'll see if some of the yardage is taken off.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 54, receiving team. Be a 10-yard penalty, timeout.
Brock Cartwright is down flat on his back. They will check on him. And that block in the back by Carpenter as the season wears on. Penalized 10 times for 84 yards at the Giants. As Romo rolls out, hits Witten, his third catch, and Jason is out across the 40, picked up 7. But for Phillips and the Cowboys, they're off to an 8-1 start, and for this franchise, it's the first time they've started that well since the '95 season when you were at quarterback and you ended up winning a Super Bowl.
Well, I think you can tell just being around this team as we were this weekend, and then also in other weeks when we've had them, that it's just a very confident group. And you know, would they have been confident even if Bill Parcells was still the head coach? I think that they would be. I mean, this is a very talented team, and they're playing exceptionally well right now.
Quick throw to Terrell Owens, makes a move and stretches out, depends on the spot. Sean Springs was out there across from him, and that is a first down for Dallas with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
We talked a little bit about it coming into this ball game. You know how banged up Washington is in the secondary. They're without Sean Taylor, and you know, I think that's a pretty significant loss in this week's game against the Cowboys. The Cowboys come into the game leading the National Football League in plays of 20 yards or more. And one of the things that the Redskins have done a good job all season long with is not giving up a lot of big plays, and Sean Taylor's had a big part of that. Now, I will tell you, over the last 3 games, Washington has given up a lot more big plays than what they had done in the first 6. But it's going to be real important for them to be able to make the tackle on these wide receivers once they catch the ball.
How about this? They had already moved the chains. They had called it a first down, and whether it's from the Washington sideline or one official overruling another, they bring the chains out all the way across the field, and it's going to be third down and what, 2 inches? But they had already moved the chains, move them back, and now they'll place the ball down at the 45, and I mean, it's what, an inch and a half short of a first down. See where Romo goes, and the Cowboys go behind this big offensive line.
98.
Romo's going to keep it and make it. First down, Dallas.
It looked initially like there was not much movement along that offensive line. The Redskins defensively doing a pretty good job, but a last-minute surge there by Tony Romo. He was able to pick it up.
Cornelius Griffin is first down, Dallas. Playing their first game of 3 within 16 days. Romo underneath, and Julius Jones started to make a move before he secured the catch. 2nd and 10. Cowboys playing here today, then they are at home against the Jets on Thanksgiving, and then the following Thursday here at home again, so 3 straight at home. They'll take on the Green Bay Packers, which may be the best 2 teams in the NFC squaring off.
Well, that's going to be a great game, and I think that the league should have a rule that the Cowboys or Lions, Cowboys and Lions, should never have a home game before Thanksgiving.
Hand off to Julius Jones on 2nd and 10, picks up 3.
I mean, if you think about it, the Cowboys and Lions always play at home on Thanksgiving. They get used to that schedule, and it's a tremendous advantage. I know from experience, having been a part of that. And now when you consider the fact that both the Cowboys and Lions played at home today, I mean, that's a huge advantage for them then, going against a team that has to travel on Thursday for that Thanksgiving game.
3rd down and 7 for the Cowboys. Romo gets rid of it, throws high. Was getting pressure off the edge from Marcus Washington. Jason Witten. Throw was out of his reach, and it's another hold for this Redskins defense.
Well, and that was a good job there by the Redskins defensively, you know, finally being able to make a stop on third down. Prior to that, the best defensive player for Washington had been Andre Gerard, the Cowboys center, you know, snapping it over Romo's head. But that was a good series for Washington defensively and getting off the field.
That snap wasn't perfect either, a little high for Tony Romo. And it's fourth down. McBriar with a punt. Puts the nose of the football down, hits it with Antoine Randall L, letting it go over his head. It checks up. And they'll mark it at the 4. Keith Davis downfield to make the play. Good punt. Matt McBriar, 47 yards, marked out of eligible receiver for Washington as Tony Romo, Jason Garrett sit down and try and figure out how to move the ball against Washington. First down from their own 4. Portis over the left side, crosses the 5, and he's knocked down just shy of the 7, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. Clinton Portis, not a big back. 7 for Washington with the ball just across their own 6.
Yeah, and Lorenzo Alexander still in the lineup for Washington. Dallas going with their goal line short yardage defense, and Washington has the same personnel offensively.
Campbell, Sellers, the fullback, over the top of Terrence Newman. Burnett on the stop. And a first down for Washington.
You know, Sellers has gotten more and more involved in this offense this year, and so many of these defensive backs go low. I mean, they rarely use their arms to try to wrap anybody up, and you know, Sellers certainly knows that. I mean, as big as he is, there's not too many people that are going to try to take him up high. I bet he was a hurdler, probably a intermediate hurdler. What is that, 200 meters or something, back when he was maybe about 50 pounds lighter?
Yeah, 6'3", 284 over the top of 5'11", 181. The 100 pounds difference between those two. Why not? If you're Terrence Newman. Gain of 6 by Clinton Portis. Let's take a look at some of the early game headliners, and guess what? Brett Favre's on the list.
Yeah, imagine that. I mean, every week when we talk about some of these great performances, you know, he's on there, and then Chester Taylor, Adrian Peterson going down, and then him getting a chance to be the guy like he was last year, and a big game for him, and then what a nice win for the Giants. I mean, after last week's loss, and then you wonder, okay, are they going to be able to bounce back, or is it going to be another downward spiral? And they bounced back with a big win today.
And Detroit, their first home loss of the season. Handoff up the middle on second down to Portis, picks up 2, so it brings up a lot of questions. First of all, as we just talked about the NFC there, you think about the Green Bay Packers. In 2 Thursdays, the Packers will be here to take on the Cowboys, and I said maybe. I think that's too powder puff. I think clearly those are the 2 best teams in the NFC to this point, Green Bay and Dallas.
Yeah, I would agree with you, and you know, I still feel that Dallas is the best team in the NFC. Now, you know, I always say that I reserve the right to change my mind, and a lot of that may be impacted by what happens here in this game today.
It's third down and 2. Campbell, a quick setup and throw, and the pass is complete for a first down to McCardell. Jack Reeves almost stepped in front and walked into the end zone. He whiffed, and the result, first down, Redskins.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was much room for error there. Jason Campbell lays this one out towards the sideline. Jack Reeves goes for the interception. Great concentration there by Keenan McCardell with the body flying in front of you, and him still being able to locate the ball, secure it, and keep his feet in bounds for the first down. Those are 2 nice plays now to pick up first downs on this drive.
Pretty gutsy throw by Campbell. First catch by a Redskins wide receiver today. Campbell uses his legs, has room to run, and has a first down as Ware is on his back after Campbell gets to the 40, a run of 12 yards.
Yeah, and Chris Samuels, I think he's having another Pro Bowl season, and you watch him, he's going one-on-one with DeMarcus Ware, but DeMarcus Ware rushes inside there. to try to get the angle to the quarterback, and that's what opened up, or that's what allowed Jason Campbell, that is, to break contain and pick up the yards that he was able to. And then you got DeMarcus Ware. That shows you the kind of hustle that he plays with, being able to come back and get back in the play.
Game break coming up as Betts checks in. Redskins leading by 7. On the move, a toss to L. He's going to throw, or at least attempt. Gets rid of it to Cooley over the middle. And Cooley is down to the 41-yard line. Antoine Randall, like his days at Indiana, moving around back there and did a nice job to find Cooley.
Yeah, for those that don't know, he was a quarterback also at Indiana. Greg Ellis plays this perfectly. I mean, he held contain, did not let Randall L to the outside, but because of Randall L's athleticism, he keeps the play alive, and then they turn Cooley loose. What a great job by Antoine Randall L, staying alive and then being able to find Cooley in the middle of the field.
You know, the Packers are watching this game. That was a Brett Favre type throw over the middle of the field across his body, and a completion from Randall L to Chris Cooley. Here's Ladell Betts, who carried it one time last week and fumbled. Gain of 3. Let's go to Kurt for a game break.
Last two NFC champs meeting in Seattle, Chicago, and the Seahawks. Bears up 10-0 when Matt Hasselbeck finds DJ Hackett for a 19-yard score. It's now 10-7. Hackett with a celebration afterwards. And I know, Troy, that was good, but it was no Hannah Montana, was it?
No, there's not much that's better than Hannah Montana. I found that out this week.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
it's the best of both worlds.
At least in the eyes of some 5-year-old and 6-year-old little girls.
2nd down and 7. Play action, fake reverse, and somehow Campbell finds Ladell Betts, who pushes forward for a gain of 4. 3rd down coming up.
I tell you, this is really a great drive that we're watching right now from the Washington Redskins. A drive that started at their own 4-yard line, and being able to convert a couple of 3rd downs, get the big play there to Cooley in the middle. I mean, if they're able to come away with any kind of points here, a field goal or a touchdown, I think that's going to go a long way in giving this Redskins team, not just offensively, but defensively as well, some really great confidence.
3rd and 3. Play clock is winding down, and a timeout is taken. 3rd down when we come back.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
My fellow Americans, I'm a PC.
Why so official?
Well, some people are giving up on business.
Troy, like slowly but surely, the handcuffs are at least loosening for Jason Campbell. They're letting this guy do more.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that started last week. And you know, I talked about how this drive could really give this team a lot of confidence. I know coming into this game, this team was still kind of wondering, okay, well, how good are we?
Clinton Portis on 3rd and 3 forces his way forward. It depends on the spot.
And I think Joe Gibbs, if they're short, I mean, he's going to have a decision to make here. And, you know, from where they're located, they're going to go for the field goal here. I'm not so sure. I wouldn't try to maybe. They're not even going to measure this one out, so we don't know exactly how far he's got to go. It looks like it to be about a yard. But I think the way this team has been able to run the football, maybe you try to go for it here on 4th down. If they miss this, then clearly they're going to give Dallas really good field position going the other way.
It would be a season long for Sweezum. High snap, good hold, the kick. No good. And a lift for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think it was. And, you know, considering that drive off of their own 4-yard line to get to where they did and come away with nothing and now give the ball back to Dallas with great field position, that's pretty tough.
40 here, their offensive leaders. And so far, Troy, Greg Williams has done a nice job of figuring out a way to slow down this Cowboy attack. Good start with their first 2 plays, not much after, with an interception mixed in from Tony Romo. Marion Barber bouncing it. And coming up to make the play, London Fletcher, the middle linebacker, a gain of 4. Where will we be on Thanksgiving? We'll be in Detroit for the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Packers winners today. big over Carolina, and Detroit losing for the first time at home, a 6-point loss to the New York Giants.
Yeah, tough loss for Detroit today, and you know, now they get a chance on Thursday, a short week, and turn it around with a game within their division.
2nd down and 6. Over the middle, Marion Barber, and he falls forward for a Dallas first down. But with the state of affairs in the NFC, a 6-4 record, certainly not crippling. And for the Detroit Lions, you know, it has still been a very good start. They do not have an easy schedule the rest of the way, however.
No, they don't, and you're right. I mean, as far as 6-4 within the NFC, and that's why, really, I mean, going back to this game here, this is such a big game for Washington. I mean, with it being their first meeting against the Cowboys, if they're able to win this game today, I mean, they really are right back in the hunt, not just as a wild card, but even winning the division.
These two clubs will close the regular season at Landover. Barber trying to infuse life like he does just about every time he grabs the football. Picks up 6.
Yeah, they just have not yet been able to contain Marion Barber. You know, and once he gets out on the edge, that's when he's really pretty difficult. You know, Flozell Adams there, he slings Andre Carter to the ground. Might have even been able to call holding on him. And this is one of the few times you'll ever see Marion Barber actually run out of bounds on his own. Normally, he'll put that foot in the ground and plant it, and he'll look for contact and staying in bounds.
Second down and 4. Barber again. Fletcher doesn't miss. No gain on the play. 3rd down coming up for Dallas.
You know, that's looking at them on that play. The last couple of times that the Redskins have actually played coverage with 2 deep safeties expecting Dallas to throw the football, Dallas has run the ball, but their front 7 for Washington's done a good job of stopping the run and slowing it down. And now here on 3rd down, this is one of those big plays that's going to determine whether they come away with points on this drive or whether or not they're punting the football.
Another bad snap from Gerard, and again it bounces right back into the hands of Romo. First down. T.O. I tell you, with the exception of holding for a field goal in Seattle last year during the playoffs, it's uncanny how the ball just hops back in his hands.
Every time, I mean, it bounces right back to where he's expecting it to be. And they've been able to, for the most part, on those types of plays, they've made some plays off of them. I mean, you think back to that Rams game, picked up a first down, and you know, you just don't expect the ball to be snapped over the quarterback's head and then them still be able to convert on the 3rd down.
Barber, he's been busy on this drive. Marion picks up 1.
You know, as we've talked about, they have had some problems in other games with the snaps from Andre Gerard, you know, when they've gone to their shotgun. I know in previous years when Andre Gerard would be the center and Bill Parcells was the head coach, they'd bring in Matt Laird, and he would then be the center whenever they would go to shotgun because he was better suited for it than Andre Gerard. As we move through this game, if this continues, I've got to believe they're going to get away from shotgun formation for this game.
Yeah, there have been a couple that haven't even been close. 2nd and 9, a blitz from the Redskins. Pass complete to Witten. Nice tackle made by Washington, a gain of 7. Here are the issues with Gerard snapping the ball. First time Romo wasn't expecting it. That was one of his better snaps of the day.
Well, and even that one bounces right back into the hands of Julius Jones.
This one that leads to the interception on a tip by Springs into the hands of Fletcher, and then the latest for the first down completion to Terrell Owens. But it takes a hop and comes right back into the hands of Romo. 3rd and 2. Pass complete, Witten the catch and a first down. Romo's getting a little jumpy back there. That snap was right to his chest, and Romo jumped up Like he was expecting another high snap.
Well, you know, I can tell you that when you're getting balls snapped to you the way that he is, I mean, he's going to be on the balls of his feet, ready to react to wherever that ball may be snapped.
Everything's been up. That one about head high. First down, Dallas. Marion Barber gets around Washington. A flag is down in the area of a hold. It was thrown by Walt Anderson, the referee.
Illegal hands, hands to the face, number 82, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So it's a 10-yard penalty. Jason Witten, as the hands came up, and it looks like they came up on Carter.
Yeah, they came up on Andre Carter, and then as you see Marcus Washington there, he's the guy who failed to keep Marion Barber from getting outside, and Marcus Washington has also been in coverage a couple of times on Jason Witten and has not been able to do a very good job there. Now, you know, we talked about it. It's his first game back in a while, and he is showing some signs of rust because he's not running nearly like we're used to seeing him when he's healthy.
It's a big penalty, makes it 1st and 20. Romo steps up to the sideline. Witten. Smoot is there defending for Washington. Again, a 5 with 2:44 left in the half. And in case you're wondering, 2 timeouts left for the Dallas Cowboys.
And I know in talking with Greg Williams that, you know, he certainly understands how challenging it is to try to slow down this Cowboys offensive attack, and they're trying to mix it up. And I think they have done some things that have created a little bit of confusion for Tony Romo and Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator, and that's going to have to continue. But as he continues to do those types of things, you got to get pressure on Romo, and they haven't really done a lot of that yet.
A blitz from the Redskins. Cowboys pick it up, and that's nearly intercepted. Philip Daniels was back there along with London Fletcher.
Yeah, and those are the plays that you just got to be able to make when you get the opportunity. It's not an easy catch. I'm not suggesting that, but you know, when you have an opportunity to get off the field and keep the Cowboys from keeping a drive alive, you've got to be able to make that play. London Fletcher, who's been, you know, really one of the great players for this team all season long, a great addition coming over from Buffalo, has had a lot of big games for them. Normally, that's a play that he'll make.
For London Fletcher, 5 tackles, an interception. 3rd down and 15 for Dallas. Romo off his back foot. Terrell Owens, first down.
I was just saying, you got to get pressure on Tony Romo. They finally were able to. They're able to knock him down. He barely gets this ball off. But because they brought more people in order to get pressure on him, it left them one-on-one on the outside. Sean Springs on Terrell Owens. And a perfect throw by Romo.
1st and goal, Dallas down by 7 at the 2-minute warning in Dallas. He's completed his 37th pass of 20 or more yards on 3rd and 15 to set up this 1st and goal.
Yeah, and then it makes you go back and look at the play that London Fletcher then did not make on the interception. I mean, you know, he makes that play, then it's Redskins ball, and the Cowboys aren't now down here in a position to possibly tie this game up before the end of the first half.
It was a 4th quarter collapse by this defense for Washington and some missed opportunities for the Redskins in the Eagles red zone last week. Play clock expires. That's impossible. They had the timeout for the 2-minute warning. Don't get the play away. Have to burn their 2nd timeout. Need to send a letter about that one. Down 17 times inside the 20. Hand off to Julius Jones. Inside the 5. 1 timeout remaining, but at the moment plenty of time on the clock for Dallas.
Yeah, this is an area where Washington has really struggled defensively here over the last 3 games in the red zone, and You know, this is where games ultimately are won and lost. If you're able to score touchdowns offensively when you're able to get into the red zone, and then when you're able to defensively keep teams from scoring touchdowns and having to settle field goals.
Second and goal. Pass is complete. Touchdown, Dallas. Terrell Owens, number 123 of his career.
They're one-on-one on the outside with Sean Springs, and you just knew they were going to give Terrell Owens a chance as Sean Springs expecting the fade route, and they run the fade stop. At that point, Sean Springs thought the ball was going to be over his shoulder, but Terrell Owens turns back and then catches it along the sideline. Just well execution there by the Cowboys.
Look at where Terrell Owens is on the all-time receiving touchdown list. He ties Marvin Harrison for third all-time. And for T.O., his fifth straight game with at least one touchdown reception. 1:16 left in the half. Dallas offense finally gets on the board at 7-7.
Coordinator, and he has had a meteoric rise around the NFL as a guy calling plays. His reputation now precedes him anywhere the Cowboys go.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be here very long. I mean, I really believe that he's going to get an opportunity to be on a lot of teams' short list for a head coaching job next year.
Rob Cartwright is number 1 in the NFC in kick return average. And he has a good one here. That's big. Out across the 40 gives Washington great field position in a tie game. That last possession, that fly right under the right eye of Tony Romo. Nothing bothers this guy. And then all high fives and smiles on the sideline at 7-7. Fox Sports ticker. Great starting field position for the Redskins with all 3 of their timeouts left. Starting at their own 41. 7-7. Little shovel pass to Clinton Portis, and a good play is made. Ellis was in there, and with a handful of jersey, able to drag down Clinton Portis.
You know, a lot of teams will go to that type of shovel pass or a screen pass to start off a no-huddle offense.
The no-huddle so good with Campbell last week against Philly. Big hit. Put on by Jock Reeves as he plants Antoine Randall, a gain of 5.
You know, now the official on the sideline, he ruled that the clock should continue to run. I don't know where that comes from. And this guy gets knocked right out of bounds.
Well, the officials, I know that their answer to that is if you're going to give forward progress, which they did, you don't also get the out of bounds part of it. And so they kept the clock going, and Washington, with 37 seconds left, has to burn their first time out. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 7. Four-man rush. Campbell backpedaling, hits Antoine Randall, first down. And a timeout called by the Redskins. They have one left. And they have a first down at the Dallas 46.
Tell you what, a great job there by Jason Campbell. DeMarcus Ware on Chris Samuels, able to get pressure, and as he's retreating, he's able to then get the ball into Antoine Randall. And what a big first down. A good job, because they had all 3 of their timeouts coming into this possession. Being able to call their second timeout and still have 30 seconds left on the clock, needing to pick up another 15 yards or so to get within range of a potential field goal.
Schleesem, his career long is 52 yards. Should be about the 34-yard line. With the ball right now at the 46. Al Saunders starting to let Jason Campbell do more and more, and he has an impressive arm, strong legs, can move. On first down, out of the shotgun, underneath, the pass behind Portis. What a move. Trying to get out of bounds, cannot. Timeout Washington. With 21 seconds left. An 8-yard catch and run by Clinton Portis. And I'll tell you, I am impressed with a couple of things so far in this game, and really both are on the Washington side. The defense, what they've done for the most part against the Dallas Cowboys. And then offensively, it's more and more impressive week after week with what that guy, Jason Campbell, is starting to do.
Yeah, well, you can just tell, and when you talk with his teammates and they talk about, you know, how much confidence that he has and how much confidence they have in him. And obviously that's important. It's important for the guys around you to know that, you know, their quarterback is going to put you in a position to have success. And, you know, he's making some real plays here again today. I've been very impressed with what he's been able to do.
Redskins traded 3 draft picks to move up and get Jason Campbell 25th overall. Really starting to show what he can do. 2nd down and 2. Campbell with a fake, throws complete, but right now Washington out of timeouts.
They're going to have to hurry and get up and get it spiked to stop the clock. They've got time to do that.
And they are inside field goal range for Sean Sweezum.
And I think you got to look at the, you know, Rock Cartwright, the job that he did on the kickoff return with the good field position, and then the plays that Jason Campbell made in order to put them in a position now to come away with a field goal, Joe. And I think that, you know, you also have to give credit to this staff, because I know that Joe Gibbs and the others have been criticized all week for clock management and how they burned some timeouts. They don't get this opportunity if they did not have the 3 timeouts coming into this possession.
45-yard try. Sweezum is missed from 50. And timeout is taken by Dallas. It's kind of become a trend in the league with timeouts taken even later than that, just before or almost just at the snap, and Dallas calls the timeout to try and heap some of the pressure even more so on the shoulders of Sean Sweezum.
Yeah, I think Wade Phillips is going to have to work on that one a little bit. I mean, you're right. What we've seen this year is those head coaches getting right in the official's ear and calling the timeout, you know, just before the ball snapped. That one didn't impact anything.
Just kind of a whisper into the ear when the just before. Do me a favor, just as they're about to snap it, I want a timeout. 45-yard try for a 3-point lead for Washington at the half. Good snap, good hold. The kick is absolutely drilled by Sweezum. And to recap what Troy said, good kick return by Rock Cartwright. Good 2-minute offense engineered by Jason Campbell, and a 45-yard field goal by Sweezum. How about this? 10-7 Washington at the break. Dallas has dominated as adjusts at the half.
I can't say enough about our coaches. We go in and make great halftime adjustments. We know we have the ability to do whatever we want to do. We just got to go out there and execute. And I'm sure you're here Jason say that, and I'm pretty sure you've heard Tony say it. And that's what we focus on and we practice on is execution.
Well, the Cowboys have owned the 3rd quarter and the 2nd half in general, outscoring the opposition 104-37 in the 3rd quarter alone. And Romo almost perfect with his quarterback rating during the 3rd quarter. For a team that's outscored the opposition by 93 points, as Jimmy Johnson said at the half, in the 2nd half. There's your fantasy update, what Romo, Portis, and T.O. have done so far. And for more info on those numbers and others, check out foxsports.com or NFL.com. Cartwright from inside the 10. Good blocking in front of him. Lowers his head, crosses the 35, and we check in with Pam Oliver. Pam.
Yeah, Joe, running off the field with Joe Gibbs. I would describe the move as hopeful. He says we are really going to have to fight, though, in the 2nd half, but he seemed to really like the eyes. Meantime, Wade Phillips, and I said, tell me something, anything. I had to beg him. He said, we're going to get the ball up the middle offensively and defensively. We want to get more pressure on Jason Campbell from the edge. Back to you.
You know, I think this drive here, Joe, is going to be very important for the Washington Redskins. Dallas defensively has done a good job coming out in the 2nd half as well, stopping opposing offenses. And after their field goal to end the 1st half, this will be big.
First of the day, quick throw to Santana Moss inside Dallas territory. That's good for 17 yards before Jack Reeves can bring down Moss.
You know, we came into this game talking about, yeah, the Redskins defensively, we're going to have to do a pretty good job. But, you know, there was just as much a burden on this Redskins offense in being able to move the football and come away with some points of their own. I thought they did a really good job of doing that. there in the first half. They matched what Dallas was able to do offensively. And then, as I said, to be able to regain the momentum and go up by 3 at halftime, I think is huge.
Play action from Campbell, who has all day. Down the middle, wide open, but missed as Cooley, who was inside and had good position on Ken Hamlin.
Yeah, and I think that's one that Jason Campbell would like to have back, because you're going to see a really great route. He's going to start like he's going to the corner, and then he goes up the field. That's why he had the inside leverage there on Ken Hamlin. And, you know, Campbell takes a little bit of a hit after he lets go of the ball. But those plays there, those are the throws that Campbell just has not been able to hit consistently enough. And when you hit those are immediately turned into points.
Handoff is to Clinton Portis, who is knocked down in the backfield. That was Spears who made the play, no gain.
Marcus Spears is a guy who was taken in the first round in the same year that DeMarcus Ware was, and you know, a lot's been expected of him, and in a lot of ways he hasn't been quite the impact player that this organization had hoped. But I know in recent weeks he's begun to make more plays than what we've seen from him in previous years.
20th overall pick in 2005, just 3.5 sacks in 2.5 years. 3rd down and 10, a blitz from Dallas. Wide open is Santana Moss. First down, Washington.
Tell you, this is what I like about Jason Campbell. I mean, he really stands tall in the pocket, even in the face of pressure. He knows the blitz is coming in. He knows exactly where he's going with the football, and he hits Santana Moss. Just a good job on his part. Boy, they gave Santana Moss a lot of room. They turned him loose, and then Roy Williams playing deep. They're able to hit that soft void right in front of him.
Clinton Portis over the left side, not much, picked up a yard.
This Dallas defensive front has really done a good job here this year against the run. Came into this game today ranked 5th overall. And for an offensive running game of Washington that has had a lot of success here in recent weeks, they really have not been able to get a lot going consistently. But as we all know, Washington's not going to give up on that, and that's important, to continue to run Portis and then still take your shots down the field as we've seen.
Second down and 9. Pressure from behind DeMarcus Ware. Ball is out, and now the fight for the football. Dallas takes over, and it was Ware who made the play.
Yeah, they got to give Samuel a little help. They got to change up the snap count as well. You're going to see a great jump here by DeMarcus Ware, and with his speed coming off the edge, you see him lower the left shoulder there. You know, just nothing that Samuel could do.
Turnover. Dallas takes over, down 3. Sacks, has 24.5 sacks his last 28 games. Regarded as one of the best defensive players in all of the NFL. Sets up this opportunity for Julius Jones on the carry. Picked up 6 and back to DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah, and what you're going to see is DeMarcus Ware is going off a snap count and not when the ball moves. Watch when DeMarcus Ware begins to start his rush, and it's before the ball moves, as you see there. And so, you know, he's watching the ball clearly, but there's something that Jason Campbell's doing within his snap count that is letting DeMarcus Ware know when to come off the ball. And he had no idea that DeMarcus Ware was barreling down on his backside. And Jason Campbell came into this game second in the National Football League with fumbles.
Julius Jones over the right side. Can't make the 45. Knocked down after a gain of 1.5 yards. And it was Canty, by the way, just to finish that defensive play, who came away with a fumble recovery for Jerry Jones' Dallas Cowboys.
And now this becomes a huge 3rd down for the Washington Redskins. Did not do a very good job of getting off on 3rd down in the first half. I know Greg Williams said we have got to do a better job on 3rd down. And when you say, well, Dallas likes to come out to start the second half, they've been very explosive. This down right here would keep Dallas from having more plays and a chance to come away with points on this drive.
little bit of a high snap. The pass is incomplete. Terrell Owens looking for a flag, and it was Sean Springs who was out there defending for Washington. I just think you have to look at the big picture. The big picture is, Troy, as you look at the incompletion, Washington is doing this without their best defensive player in Sean Taylor, who sprained his knee last week.
Well, I think Greg Williams has put together a really good game plan and is doing a nice job. And then the Redskins offensively have done a good job moving the football. They just had some unfortunate things that have kept them from coming away with more points than what they've got. But, you know, this is the type of ball game that we expected coming in.
The punt by McBriar will take a hop. And it's into the end zone. Touchback. Redskins will have it at their own 20. Last drive stalled with a turnover. Redskins have the lead and the football. Third quarter. Jerry Jones is biting on his nails and down on the field early today with his team down by 3 to the Redskins, and a lot of experience between those two. Mr. Bugle and Mr. Gibbs.
I think Jerry Jones knows over the years that he's owned this team some of the great games that have taken place between these two organizations.
Starting from their own 20, up by 3. Blitz coming from the Cowboys. Clinton Portis, penalty flag is down, as Portis picked up 6.
Holding number 45, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So it's Sellers who is guilty, and it negates the 6-yard run by Clinton Portis.
Yeah, there's Mike Sellers there, the fullback, and you know, he's going down on DeMarcus Ware and grabbed him by the ankle there. It was actually a good call by the official, and I'm not so sure that he had to do it. And that's what happens a lot of times when you see these holds. You go back and you take a look at them, and oftentimes, at least more times than not, it's not something that had to happen, and it wasn't a big part of the success of the play.
Todd Wade is out at right tackle with a knee injury. Stephon Heyer is in at right tackle, and Antoine Randall L. gets nothing. Greg Ellis on the stop for the Dallas Cowboys, and on second down and a mile, Clinton Portis at the moment is on the sideline and will stay there. 2nd and 20.
Yeah, and you know Al Saunders, you know, he's up in the booth, and you see this 2nd and long, and you're backed up, you're on your own 10-yard line, you got a 3-point lead. You know, he wants to be very careful and methodical in what they want to do here on 2nd and 3rd down.
Campbell sets up, fires, hits Cooley. Chris makes it to the 15-yard line. That's it. Picked up 5. 3rd down and 15 coming up with 9 minutes to play in this third quarter. Talked about this great series between the Redskins and the Cowboys. From 1997 through 2004, Dallas won 14 of the 15 meetings from Washington, but the Redskins have won 3 of the last 4, and they lead here today 10-7.
Yeah, I think regardless of whatever the records have been, it's a cliche, but when these two teams get together, I mean, none of that matters, and that's why we saw Jerry Jones looking a little stressed.
3rd down and 15. Campbell with time, fires. Moss, what a catch. Reached back to get it. First down, Redskins at their own 35. A 20-yard completion, and Santana has 3 catches this half.
What a great job by Santana Moss being able to come back and make a play on that ball. A good throw, not a great throw, a good throw by Jason Campbell, but watch this catch. A ball that's behind him, he's able to stop, redirect his body, and then with strong hands make that reception for the first down. That's a heck of a job overcoming 2nd and long.
Portis back on the field for the Redskins on first down, and he gets it running left. Running behind the blocking of Samuels and Kendall, he picks up 4.
I tell you, it's been tough sledding for Clinton Portis. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of big holes for him to run in, but he's been running tough, and He's coming off the field now a little bit banged up. But I think because they've continued to run the football, it's helped take a lot of the pressure off Jason Campbell, and he's been successful throwing the football here today. But if they don't continue to at least attempt to run the ball, you know, I think that the Cowboys have the ability to put a great deal of pressure on Jason Campbell in the pocket.
Second down and 6. Liddell Betts wins that race to the sideline. It depends on the spot. They're going to mark him out at the 45, right at the marker. And it's enough for a first down.
You know, he's such a great changeup for Clinton Portis. Liddell Betts, I know this staff likes him a lot. Last year when Portis went down with the injury, Betts got a lot of playing time. He proved, I don't know that he had to this organization, but he proved to a lot of other people around the league that he can be a featured back. And he has been a good player for this organization.
Play action to Portis. Campbell buying time and throws it out of bounds. With Mike Sellers doing all he could in front of Jason Campbell to keep the pressure away at 2nd and 10. December 2nd, college football's greatest teams find out who they will play in college football's greatest games. A live primetime special you can only see on Fox. The All-State BCS Selection Show Sunday, December 2nd at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, here on Fox.
It's been a wild year in the college ranks this season with, you know, so many of the top teams seemingly being upset from one week to the next.
LSU is still at the top, but the number 2 position changes by the week. Here's Antoine Randall trying to make an adjustment on the throw. Reeves out there for the Cowboys, and the pass incomplete.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. That's that same throw that we saw the Cowboys throw to Terrell Owens there in the end zone for the touchdown. And you're seeing more and more teams throw that fade stop. They had a chance there, and if Antoine Randall was able to turn and make the catch, they pick up the first down. But very, very difficult to defend for a corner.
Redskins have connected on 3rd and 11, 3rd and 15. This half, it's 3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Campbell steps up, hits Cooley. Cooley's wrapped up by Roy Williams. Short of a first down. It's a good tackle by Roy Williams, an 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
It really was, Joe, because it looked like Cooley was going to be able to pick up the first down, but Roy Williams, I mean, he really is an exceptional tackler. You know, we talk about him in coverage at times, but this is where he excels. And he comes in one-on-one against the guy that is really good with the ball in his hands after the catch and is able to make the tackle to keep them from picking up the first down.
5th tackle of the day for Roy Williams as Derek Frost hits it. Patrick Creighton at the 10 hauls it in with a fair catch. Tony Romo, usually smiling, he heads back to work. So far, the Redskins have done a nice job defending one of the best in the league. Starting field position for Dallas, down by 3, starting this drive at their own 10. Pass is batted down. Daniels made the play. We welcome you into our booth on Thursday, Thanksgiving. We will be handing out another version of the, what do we call it? The Galloping Gobbler Award.
And I don't know if you can see all this, but this is a football here with a turkey sitting on top. And for those that have seen what we've handed out in previous years, this is a big improvement from what we've done in the past.
Well, so we had to.
Some lucky player will be receiving this here on Thursday night.
Well, we had to change it. It was the lawsuit leveled by Chris Collinsworth at Fox for making the other Galloping Gobbler in his likeness without his consent. Pass is complete to Witten out to the 15-yard line. 3rd down coming up. Here's the old one. Kind of Collinsworth-esque, and this one I think is made of chocolate, and I think because of the writer's strike, the reins are being pulled back at Fox, and this is as good as we could do.
That's as good as we can do. I don't see any improvement coming in the years to come from what we've got now.
That's it. Version 2.0. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 4.
Come a long way from turduckens.
A roll to the right. Romo fires and completes to Creighton for a first down. 7 yards from Tony Romo on 3rd down.
Well, big first down here, keeping this drive alive and then moving the chains. And Patrick Creighton, he gets just enough separation, a well-designed play, and then Romo putting it on the money. And, Patrick Creighton, Jerry Jones certainly enjoyed that, but Patrick Creighton is a guy who's gotten a lot of playing time because of the injury to Terry Glenn, and he's taken the place of Terrell Owens. He's become the more vocal player of this team.
Hand off to Barber, making the most out of it. It was Dowdy up to make the play, a gain of 4.
I'll tell you, though, you look at this Redskins defense and what they have done today, and I know that Sean Taylor's not here. The guy that also is not playing that we haven't really talked much about is their starting corner, Carlos Rogers, who went down in their loss against the New England Patriots. But, what Washington has been able to do and not given up a lot of big plays. I mean, they haven't given up big plays in this game, and that's why the Cowboys have only scored 7 points. Greg Williams has really done a great job.
This defense for the Redskins has given up only 1 play more than 15 yards today. That one is picked off by McIntosh. Gets up, the play is live. McIntosh toward the end zone and out of bounds inside the 5 at the 3. Trying to force it into Jason Witten, and it was Rocky McIntosh who stepped in front and picked it off.
Rocky McIntosh has been a really good player for this team this year, and he's got excellent coverage skills. He reads Tony Romo, he falls into that, and what a great play right there for a guy who's carrying Terrell Owens up the field and then reading Tony Romo's eyes, getting back in on the play. And just a great job by him laying out and then knowing that he hasn't been touched and getting up and running the football down almost for a touchdown.
I think the interesting question is, did he secure the football? And Wade Phillips throws the red flag. Watch the ball. It definitely moves. I just don't know if that ball, I don't think it's secured.
It didn't look secured by the fact that when he came up, the ball was not in his hands. And you're going to see the ball's on the ground there, but when he comes up, it's moving. And I think the movement there is what may bring that one back.
McIntosh wondering if he has his first interception of the season. We'll all find out after the break.
Oh, hey, Coach! Those guys just took off with all your...
Washington of the Cowboys 3 or 3rd and 6 for Dallas at their own 27, and it certainly looked like this ball came loose before Rocky McIntosh secured it.
After reviewing the play, the ball hit the ground before the defender gained control. The pass is incomplete. Dallas is not charged with a timeout. It'll be 3rd and 6 on the 27-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 3:47. 3:47 on the game clock.
So the reversal, and no real surprise. I think McIntosh, you could see by his body language on the sideline, he knew that ball was rolling around. He was just hoping, but it didn't turn out.
Well, you could tell from his body language that he wasn't surprised. Jerry Jones, on the other hand, his body language.
He was raising the roof. Wade Phillips.
Well, hey, Mark Cuban, he was in Dancing with Stars, and who knows? I mean, maybe Jerry's next.
Sky's the limit. Well, he is into it down on the sideline, and it's now 3rd down and 6, and take the interception away from Romo and McIntosh. Just get it away. Romo's going to air it out. Creighton down the field, adjusts, penalty flags, pass interference. Reed Dowdy.
Hey, the ball was underthrown. Reed Dowdy never gets turned around.
Pass interference, number 37, defense. First down.
I mean, at some point as a defensive back, you just got to turn and look for the ball. I mean, that's as basic as there is, that you just can't run down the field with your back to the ball and start tackling people.
It's a 51-yard penalty, and that's the first time where we have seen the absence of Sean Taylor really hurt this Washington defense. He's been playing deep down the middle most of the year, trying to avoid just that. But Dowdy commits the foul, and now Marion Barber. By the way, that happened on third down. No gain as Dowdy comes up to make the play on that run.
Well, it happened on third down with great coverage. You know, the only problem was they weren't able to get any pressure on Tony Romo, but it was more of a desperation throw by Tony Romo. I mean, it wasn't really like he had Patrick Creighton open because he was so far down the field. He just thought he'd give him a chance, and then Reed Dowdy just makes a poor play.
Remember, that was the first play after the reversal. What was originally ruled an interception by the Redskins and Rocky McIntosh. Barber, what a good play by Evans. In the backfield, a loss of 9.
That's a great play by Evans there because of the scheme, you know, all of a sudden now you've got a defensive end who's going to be in coverage on a running back. And he's able to get out there and make the play on the swing pass to a guy who, as we've said, and this whole league now knows, is extremely difficult to bring to the ground. And so now defensively, the Cowboys at 3rd and long, considering how good they've been in the red zone, if they're able to keep them only to a field goal, you know, what a successful series here for this Redskins defense.
Demetric Evans with a huge play brings up 3rd and 19. Romo, end zone, T.O. open, touchdown.
It looked like there was a little confusion to start this play. You see London Fletcher here. He's got his back to the ball when it was snapped. And that's right about the area where Terrell Owens was going to be running through. Now, I'm not saying that London Fletcher had Terrell Owens, but there was clearly some confusion or some communication that was taking place at the time that the Cowboys snapped the ball.
First lead of the day for the Dallas Cowboys. Second touchdown of the day for the emotional Terrell Owens. Number 25 on the year for Tony Romo. 14-10. Cowboys on top. Charged up on the sideline. 124 touchdown catches. Number 3 all-time, Jerry Rice. The pace setter at 197. He is the standard by which all others are measured. And for Tony Romo, multiple touchdown passes in 10 of his last 11 games. For T.O., 29th career multiple touchdown game. Cartwright from about a yard deep in the end zone. Well, he is good returning kicks. Out to the 29 is Cartwright, and then Wade Phillips, the head coach, gets a high five from his quarterback, and ow. He said, we do not have a good offense. We have a great offense, and he's got broken blood vessels in his right hand.
Well, they just had a break in coverage, you know, on that touchdown throw to Terrell Owens. I mean, pretty easy. And, you know, that was the guy Greg Williams said that we want to control. And some teams come in wanting to control Witten. The Redskins said we want to slow down Terrell Owens. And so far, they just have not done that.
Great job by our crew getting those pictures. And the Cowboys now playing with a lead. Campbell, sideline, Moss. One-handed catch as good as you'll see.
Wow. Good coverage here on Jock Reeves. They've come after him a little bit today, and he's running pretty good there with Santana Moss in one hand and pulls it in. You know, so many times if you're at a practice, you'll see these receivers work on that type of catch. You rarely get a chance to see it live in a game, however.
Just over a minute and a half left in the third, and this one floats. May have been hit. On its way out of bounds, 2nd and 10. Game break. Here comes Kurt Menefee.
Bears and Seahawks going back and forth, and right now it's Seattle going forth. Hasselbeck finds Nate Burleson for the score, and the Seahawks have a 24-17 lead. 2-4-1-7. That's how we do it, Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, Kurt, thank you. And for Seattle, they are 5-4 at the start of the day. Arizona got back to the 500 mark with their win over Cincinnati. 2nd and 10, Washington. Campbell hit as he let it go. 3rd and 10. Let's go back to that touchdown to Terrell Owens.
Yeah, you're going to see it. Lee Torrance is going to be 29 here, is the one who's on Terrell Owens, and he just turns him loose. He's expecting some safety help, and he doesn't get it. Now, Sean Springs, he had a receiver of his own that he had to cover on the outside, but you know, when we showed the sidelines there, the way that the coaches were talking to him, it appeared that maybe Sean Springs should have provided a little help on that play as well. Clearly a bust in coverage, which is why it was so easy.
Third down and 10. Campbell throws left alone, and there for the catch. A penalty flag comes in at the end of the play. McCardell, first down, Washington, and a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 94, defense. Contact to the quarterback's head. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And now DeMarcus Ware and Jason Campbell talk. They threw the flag on Ware.
I tell you, we have seen a number of 3rd and long completions for first downs from Jason Campbell today. I mean, McCardell runs an excellent route against Anthony Henry, and then here on the back end of it is DeMarcus Ware, and I think a bad call. I mean, Chris Samuels is engaged with DeMarcus Ware and blocking him, and you know, and that kind of goes back to what I say virtually each and every week. I understand protecting quarterbacks, but the nature of the game is tackling the quarterback, hitting the quarterback, and you got to let these guys play. I think that was a very poor call by the referee.
To back up what you said, Washington and Campbell, they've converted on 3rd and 11, 3rd and 15, and now 3rd and 10 this half.
And it's pretty remarkable. You don't convert those types of third downs, and yet they've been able to do it, and it's a credit. It's really a credit to the offensive line, because you got to give these guys a chance to get down the field, and also to Jason Campbell. And as you see DeMarcus Ware, you know, having a conversation and trying to figure out exactly what it is that he did that was so wrong. I tell you, he's been getting a tremendous amount of pressure in the pocket there on Jason Campbell.
Now on this side of the field on the Dallas defense, first down Washington. Clinton Portis left side, nothing there. 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Go back to that penalty on DeMarcus Ware.
And you can take a look at it a little bit easier from this angle and seeing how DeMarcus Ware is just trying to get there. And then Samuel is trying to hold him up, obviously, but it looked like DeMarcus Ware was trying to hold up once he saw that Jason Campbell had thrown the football.
Under half a minute to play in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 Redskins. Play action. Trouble for Campbell. Gets rid of it, and that will be grounding. And it's DeMarcus Ware again.
Intentional grounding, number 17, offense. 10-yard penalty, loss of down, it's 3rd down.
And I know what Jason Campbell's trying to say. He was trying to point out Mike Sellers and say there was a guy in the area, but you got to get the ball across the line of scrimmage as well. Now, what I'm surprised at is that DeMarcus Ware, as much pressure as he has been able to generate on Jason Campbell, the Redskins really have not given Chris Samuels any help. I mean, occasionally they have, but for the most part, it's just been one-on-one. And I think it's time now that they give Chris Samuels a little help.
3rd and 19, and the pass incomplete for McCardell. As Watkins and Roy Williams came together defending for Dallas, it's 4th down with 2 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
So even that ball there, Jason Campbell had a chance. You know, if he's able to make a little bit better throw, McCardell had a step to where he's able to make a play there. You're going to see he's running the square in here. Right there, and the ball just got away from Jason Campbell a little bit, but still a good drive by Washington being able to put themselves in this position.
This to make it a 1-point game. 39-yard try. Snap was high. The kick by Sweezum is good. The former Cowboy for a short while is 2 out of 3 on the day. Missed from 50. He's hit from 45 and 39, and after 3 answer. Last instructions from Jason Garrett for Tony Romo, and the Redskins will kick it away down by 1 as we begin the 4th quarter here at Texas Stadium. This is Nathan Jones. Defensive back getting a chance to return kicks. Isaiah Stanback was not active today, and a penalty flag comes in at the end of the return. Rock Cartwright was there to make the tackle for Washington.
During the return, holding number 25, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
What is coming up on the OT after football here today? In the Cardinals win. Westbrook, another huge day. The Redskins saw enough of him last week. And Andre Johnson, 120 yards, wide receiver for the Texans. A.J. Thiele finished that game for the Eagles in their win over Miami. Patrick Creighton makes the catch, a move, and is wrestled down by Marcus Washington, a gain of 8. And Washington gets up a little gimpy. Marcus, a bad hamstring, has missed 4 of the last 5 games.
Yeah, and I think where they've missed him the most when he hasn't been able to play is really on 3rd downs and passing situations, because that's really where he's the most instinctive. It's what he did in college at Auburn, as rush the passer as a defensive end, and that's where he really excels.
2nd and 2. Romo, Hoyt looked like they were trying to set up a screen, and it never materialized, and Oliver Hoyt overthrown. It's 3rd and 2.
It was a good job of getting pressure on them. You know, the one thing about Tony Romo is that he rarely gives up on a play, and so when you see him throw the ball away to avoid a sack, you just don't see a lot of that from him, because he is able to move around in the pocket and create so many plays, and has created so many plays, that, you know, that's one of his real strengths, and at times it gets him into a little bit of trouble. But, you know, good job there recognizing there was nowhere to go with it and just throwing it out of bounds.
Sacked only 13 times this year. It's 3rd and 2. Looking right all the way, and he hits Sam Hurd for a 1st down.
Well, they got Fred Smoot on Sam Hurd. And Sam Hurd just able to get to the inside on the slant, and then Romo just waits on him to clear. You know, really a pretty easy conversion there.
14-yard completion on 3rd and 2, and now 8 of 11 are the Cowboys on 3rd down, something that Greg Williams talked about yesterday and being a key stat for his defense here today. Witten, beautiful throw. Landry can't bring down Witten immediately, and a completion to the big tight end for 24.
Well, and Witten got a pretty good lick there. He looked like he got a helmet right to the ribs. So you're going to see him. He's lined up at the tight end position, and he just goes vertical, and that's the seam in the defense right there. And it takes a good throw in order to be able to exploit that. You've got to be able to get the ball up over the linebackers, and then it's got to have enough velocity on it to get there before the safety, LaRon Landry, makes the play. Just a good throw by Romo.
Hand off to Julius Jones. Washington chases it down for the Redskins, a gainer of a couple. Before it's all over, Jason Witten figures to be the all-time leading receiver as far as career yards for the Cowboys, as he is chasing down The man is at the top of that list in this great franchise history, Doug Cosby.
Well, yeah, and then the guy that I played with in Jay Novacek. I mean, there's talk about the legacy, I guess, if you will, at the quarterback position, but there also is at the tight end position. Doug Cosby and Jay Novacek, and now Jason Witten, and as well as at running back.
That'll make it 2nd and 13.
False start, number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
You know, I just think you look at this Cowboys offense and over the year, that when they do start out a little slow and they're struggling, that whenever they have a big play, it kind of ignites them. And, you know, we saw that on the big touchdown throw there to Terrell Owens, and now they get the ball back here, and they've been able to create, you know, a big play as well. And that's what this defense has got to be able to shut down. They can't allow Dallas to get on a roll to where they're picking up big chunks of yardage.
6th false start penalty this year on Flozell Adams, who's played so well in his walk year, a free agent to be. Another high snap that Romo has to jump up for. Throws down the middle. T.O. number 3.
I don't think what they're doing here, it's the same play they ran earlier, and he just goes right down the middle. They showed that they wanted to run him on a deep crossing route. I was with Jason Garrett on Friday afternoon. This is a play they put in just for this game against that coverage, that 2-deep look, and have Owens look like he's going to the middle and then go deep.
Andre Carter got there a step too late on the pass rush for the Redskins. Tony Romo did the rest. 3rd time to Terrell Owens. This one good for 46 yards. Defensive coordinators marvel at how Tony Romo does not flinch in the face of pressure. He's playing in his 20th regular season game as a starter. 19 touchdown throws to Terrell Owens, the most during that span in the NFL. Rock Cartwright, another return. Cartwright out across the 30. And this combination has been lighting it up weekend after weekend for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo, Terrell Owens, 21-13 Cowboys. A record-setting offensive year for this Dallas Cowboys franchise. His most touchdown passes in a single season, he has 26. For Terrell Owens now, he's number 10 on the all-time receptions list in NFL history. 125 career touchdowns, number 3 all-time. 8-point game. Over 11 to play. And Campbell trying to answer, finds McCardell. He's down inside the 40. Keenan McCardell is marked at the 35. That throw and completion good for 31.
Yeah, now watch Terrell Owens as he comes across the field. You're going to see London Fletcher there. He's going to see Terrell coming across, and that's why he levels. But Terrell then takes it to the middle of the field, and that's something that the Dallas Cowboys put in this week specifically for that coverage, feeling like they could take advantage of London Fletcher and his responsibilities to cover that. And as it turned out, they got a big play and a touchdown out of the play.
Play action to Clinton Portis. Campbell fires behind Antoine Randall. He makes the catch. That's good for 9.
Right now, though, Jason Campbell, he's throwing the ball with confidence, and what a great catch there by Antoine Randall. I mean, a ball, as you said, Joe, that was behind him, and yet he's able to haul that one in. I'll tell you, 2 big plays there. The one down the middle to McCardell, and then another key completion to Randall.
2nd down and 1. That's batted away. In the direction of Rashae Caldwell. Canty got a hand on it. It's 3rd and 1.
I think right here might be a great time for the Redskins to go play action. On 3rd and 1, 100% of the time this year, they've run the football. And I know these coaches for the Dallas Cowboys, as it is everywhere you go around the league, they look at tendencies. And the Cowboys, knowing that the Redskins run the ball on 3rd and 1, this might be a good time to go with some play action.
They do attempt to throw over the middle. It's Cooley, cannot hang on. Incomplete. It's now 4th and 1. It was there. It was open. And Cooley just could not haul it in.
Yeah, they had a chance. It would have been a pretty good catch. It looked like a ball that was a little low, maybe even a little bit underthrown, but one that Cooley clearly is capable of catching. And you got Antoine Randall on the other side. The quarterback can't see everything. Had he have been working that side, would have had a chance for a touchdown.
So it was there on 3rd and 1, electing to throw it. More confidence in Campbell. The incompletion, and now a 44-yard try by Sweezum. 2 for 3 today. And now 3 for 4. He makes it a 5-point game. Frustration by Chris Cooley. Had a shot at it, couldn't haul it in. The game has gone on, and he's about to get it back. Miles Austin from around the 5-yard line. Full head of steam, a little leap, still going out near the 30. Good return by Miles Austin, who's trying to take over that job full time. 30-yard line after a 25-yard before the Detroit Lions host the Green Bay Packers. By the way, the 9-1 Green Bay Packers, as they dismantled Carolina today, and at the moment they have the best record in the NFC. Cowboys trying to match them. Leading by 5 with under 10 to play. Marion Barber over the right side. Takes a hit from Pearson Prelo to force him out. A gain of 7.
But I know the Cowboys have started to move the ball pretty effectively here over the last couple of possessions, coming away with touchdowns. This is a critical drive here, or critical possession, I should say, for this Redskins defense. There's no question that if the Cowboys are able to get a touchdown here, pretty much game over. If they're able to stop Dallas and give the ball back to their offense, the way the Redskins are moving the ball, I mean, they can, no question, they can win this football game.
2nd down and 3. Barber cuts back. A lot of room to run. Flipped by Landry after he picked up 12. The Cowboys' last 2 possessions, Troy, a 90-yard touchdown drive, followed by an 87-yard touchdown drive, and they're on the move again.
Yeah, and those drives were predominantly from running the football, and now you come back on this possession, and then you got Marion Barber, and you let him take over with this big offensive line. And I think that's why Dallas is so effective offensively, is they've just got so many weapons, so many ways that they can come after you. They make it very difficult on a defensive unit.
Toss to Barber. Not much there initially. And well played by this Washington defense. Smoot stuck his nose in the middle of it. London Fletcher was there as well. No gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Cowboys, who lead it by 5. As we mentioned, in a couple of Thursdays, the Packers will be here to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Both those 2 clubs will play on Thanksgiving. Dallas here at home against the Jets. Green Bay and Detroit. Owens left alone. Is it going to be 4? You bet. Touchdown, Dallas.
I think you take a look, Sean Springs, he just gets lazy. He's got safety help, but he's got to carry that. Unless there's somebody coming to the flat that takes him off of that receiver. In cover 2, when you have safety help, you continue to trail that receiver, but because he got lazy, and then he didn't get the help he thought he was going to get over the top, Tony Romo throws it to the one guy on the field who shouldn't have had a chance.
The touchdown completions to Terrell Owens keep growing by distance. First 4 yards, then 31. The next one 46. This one 52. Prelo missed the tackle. T.O. did the rest. 28-16 Cowboys. Terrell Owens with 4 touchdowns on the day for the Cowboys, their 3rd straight touchdown drive. And Troy, the Redskins may have been able to get away with it in the first half, but boy, do they desperately miss Sean Taylor back there playing center field at safety. T.O. and Tony Romo have carved up the secondary here in the second half. Cartwright's been busy from the goal line to the 25.
You go back and take a look at the touchdown. You're going to see Jason Witten, who's here, and Terrell Owens is going to come right here. And what happens is London Fletcher is going to carry the tight end, and Pearson Prelo has got to give more respect here over the top to help with Sean Springs on Terrell Owens. And as you can tell, he didn't get depth, he didn't get over the top as Sean Springs was expecting. And then lastly, he's got to make the tackle. There were a lot of bad things that happened there for the Washington Redskins.
Down by 12, Campbell sets up. It's Antoine Randall L. who makes a move and gets 5. Take a step back and look at the big picture in the NFC East. It's the Dallas Cowboys on top, trying to go to 9-1. They'll show the rest of the graphic to you while the Redskins go to their no huddle, something they did with success last week against Philly. Pass is complete to Santana Moss, and here's a look at the rest of the division. Giants winners today at Detroit 16-10. They're 7-3. Philadelphia back to the 500 mark. They beat Miami. And the Redskins are trying to get to 6-4, but they could be tied at the bottom with the Eagles at the end of the day if they don't come back.
Yeah, I think you just look at that, and then because of the fact that Dallas beat the Giants both times they played, you know, I thought this was a game that the Redskins could put themselves right back in the middle of it, but in a lot of ways, this kind of locks things up unless the Cowboys absolutely collapse.
McCardell made a move, picked up 14, gets a first down, and Jason Campbell and these Redskins will not quit.
I think, you know, you look at this team, I think the Redskins have really played hard. I'm impressed with the job that this staff has done this week, getting them ready to play, coming off a very difficult loss last week. And as we've said, Jason Campbell, I think, has played exceptionally well.
Boy, it shows off the strength of his arm there. That was a rocket out to Santana Moss, good for 7. You know, I'm impressed by the size of Jason Campbell. Down there on the field before the game, he's standing there. It's like he's about an inch taller than you. He's a big, strong-armed quarterback who moves very well.
I think the biggest thing for him is that, you know, he wants to get better, he wants to learn, and they've been able to see the real progress from where he was a year ago. And, you know, hey, if they're able to get this ball down here now and come away with a pretty quick score, they can, again, put the pressure back on Dallas.
Campbell over the middle to Cooley. First down for the Redskins. Chris Cooley gets 7. Williams brings him down. And they will stay with a hurry up. And it looks like Campbell, the words of his head coach, he took right to it. The no huddle and the fast approach last week against the Eagles. Antoine Randall L makes the catch, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds, but they keep the clock running.
Yeah, I know what how they rule that is if they're going to, as you said, Joe, a little bit earlier, if they're going to give you forward progress, then if you get knocked out of bounds going backwards, they keep the clock running. But, you know, usually there's going to be contact. That's what he's trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Second down and 3. Protection for Campbell. Out of bounds is Moss with a first down, a gain of 4. And this is a methodical march down the field by Jason Campbell.
Well, it sure is. I mean, he's doing a nice job of just taking what the defense is giving him, and then the receivers are doing a good job of getting what they can and then getting out of bounds. And so they've been able to secure, you know, all 3 of their timeouts. And, you know, like I said, if they're able to get a touchdown here, and then, of course, they'll be reliant on their defense making a big stop, which they've not done here on the last 3 possessions, but they're right back in this one.
Campbell for Betts, a screen, And Liddell Betts does a nice job with it, picks up 6 on first down with under 5 to play. And now anytime somebody heads out of bounds, the clock will stop and stay stopped until the next snap of the ball.
Well, you can see watching Jason Campbell, his comfort level. I mean, we talk about how comfortable he is. He talks about it, but then you can actually see it while he's out here playing.
Quick throw and high through the hands of McCardell. That brings up 3rd and 4.
Well, they've got to, obviously they want to get a touchdown just as quickly as possible, but this is 4-down territory because of the situation in the game. And, they'll have 2 opportunities to keep this drive going if they don't score on one of those 2.
10th play of the drive, down by 12. Campbell with a pocket. Throws behind Betts. It's 4th down. Fourth down and 4. And no doubt the Redskins will attempt to go for it. And McCardell has to put his right shoe back on. This would give the Redskins hope if they can convert here.
Yeah, they pretty much have to convert this 4th down if they're going to have any chance at this game.
And McCardell can't get his shoe on. Can't tie it. Play clock is at 7. Fourth down. Campbell fires, hits Cooley. Cooley's got a first down for the Redskins to the 5. An 11-yard completion on 4th and 4 from Jason Campbell, who stood in there and looked cool and collected.
Yeah, and just a good job by Cooley. There you've got Roy Williams in coverage, and it looked like he was going to pick him up, and then he just looks back to the inside, and at that time the ball's out and completed.
Campbell waits, finds, touchdown Moss, and a penalty flag comes in. Touchdown Washington.
And it looks like the penalty is going to be on Ken Hamlin.
It is. That touchdown will stand.
Pass interference, number 26, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Here it is on the outside, and Jason, there's the contact by Ken Hamlin. Jason Campbell, he did a great job of just holding the ball and waiting for Moss to clear Ken Hamlin before turning it loose. What a good drive there by the Redskins getting back into this ball game.
They have to be absolutely thrilled with what they're seeing from Jason Campbell. On the road, Romo and Terrell Owens keep doing their thing, and the Redskins keep coming back. And Jason Campbell has thrown for 317 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2nd week in a row, no interceptions. He has really matured before our very eyes within this game and certainly over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I think that he's gotten better, each and every week, and I think over the last couple of games, he's really proved what type of player he's going to be and why the Redskins moved up in the draft in order to draft him a few years ago. And you think now, as this game, the way that it's gone, if the Redskins had not have given up these big plays that they've given up on the last several possessions to the Cowboys, this obviously it'd be an entirely different game. But I've been impressed with the job that this Redskins offense has done in answering the Cowboys scores.
It's now a 5-point game again, and Jason Campbell, who wears the number 17 to honor Doug Williams, who led the Washington Redskins to a Super Bowl under Joe Gibbs. And as we said earlier, and it's an old story by now, but the Redskins traded 3 picks to jump up and grab him 25th overall in 05 out of Auburn. And he looks to be worth it. Hans team is out there for the Cowboys, but the Redskins can certainly elect to kick it deep, which they will. And Patrick Creighton from the 10 will haul it in. And he is flipped, upended by Dowdy at the 19-yard line. What a day it has been for the Cowboy offense, and in particular that man, T.O. An emotionally charged up Terrell Owens, and there has been plenty of space for that Cowboy in the secondary from the Redskins. But Dallas can't sit on anything. Averaging over 32 points per game. They lead by 5. Pass is out of the reach of Terrell Owens. Well, this has been a terrific game. It was 10-7 at the half, and if you look up the Fox box and the score, 28-23. Terrell Owens has had a huge day from Tony Romo, 4 touchdowns, which ties a team record. But Jason Campbell has been as impressive on the other side with 317 yards on the road, 2 touchdowns. Santana Moss over 100 on the day. 28-23. Dallas leading, trying to match the Packers with a 9-1 record. Julius Jones goes nowhere. Montgomery on the stop, a loss of 2. 3rd down and 12 coming up, and the Redskins take a timeout.
Yeah, a nice job. And if you look at what the Cowboys did on 1st down, I mean, clearly they're trying to take a shot at moving the football, and Jason Garrett, as the offensive coordinator, is going to continue to be aggressive. And so they throw it on 1st down. They fail to complete it. Therefore, the Redskins don't have to waste a timeout there. And then a nice job on 2nd down of making the stop. Now 3rd and long, and you still have 2 timeouts left. It's a pretty good situation right now for the Washington Redskins. And clearly, the play of the game is getting ready to happen. They keep battling, and they're playing their hearts out.
3rd down and 12 for Dallas. And under pressure, down goes Romo. Philip Daniels. And the clock is stopped. Flozell Adams is injured.
You see it right there at the end of the play. Flozell was standing up at the end of the pile. And a body and giving the timeout back to Washington, because obviously they would not have called timeout with Flozell Adams on the turf.
But let's say this, if that's the case, now they'll wind the clock. Dallas should let the play clock wind down some here. There's no need to snap it anytime soon. There's 16 seconds and counting left on the play clock. 6 seconds left. The punt end over end. Antoine Randall from outside his own 40. Making moves into Dallas territory and out at the 40. And so they settle into Wade Phillips style of the 3-4 defense. What are they going to do with 2:51 left? Protecting a 5-point lead. Campbell fires to McCardell. Keenan McCardell shakes a tackle and picks up a 1st down inside the 30.
He gets another opportunity to do that tonight.
Campbell has time and throws it away. You could make the case that there's no real reason to hurt us
because there's plenty of time on the clock. They got the 2-minute warning and a timeout. But the biggest thing they have to worry about, they just need to score a touchdown and not worry about how much time's left if they do.
Campbell steps up, throws, completes to Antoine Randall, trying to get the 1st down. It depends on the side. Ball at the Dallas 20. Pressure from where doesn't get there. End zone out of the reach of Santana Moss. That close, says Santana, at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it sure was, and a good...
Campbell, Portis behind him, 3rd and 10.
to be able to get up the sideline for a first down.
Two downs to get 10 yards. Field goal does nothing. Campbell, nowhere to go with it. Now fires right into the gut of Newman.
Initially, Jason Campbell, he's working to the left side there. You see pretty good coverage by the Cowboys, and that was the look. Terrence Newman, he just undercuts it right there. If Antoine Randall stays a little flatter, I see what he's trying to do, but makes for a pretty tough throw there by Jason Campbell. But, that's the relationship between the defender and the receiver that Jason Campbell has to be able to see. And just, a shame because he's played so well to have it end on that type of throw.
Second interception of the year by Terrence Newman. Certainly his biggest. As Marion Barber tries the left side. And by the way, he's running behind Flozell Adams, who is back out there for the Cowboys. Good news for this offensive line, which has been... And more offensive fireworks for the Cowboys, who have owned the second half this season. Those were all second half numbers for Tony Romo. Barber, nowhere to go. Montgomery in on the stop. Landry was there to help as well, and Washington will use its final timeout. Dallas leading by 5. Washington out of timeouts now, looking for another stop. Cowboys run it. Barber doesn't get it. The clock will continue to run. 4th down, and the punt team will come on the field for Dallas. And the day for Jason Campbell will not end with that record-tying day in that category for Owens. Pryor will punt it toward Antoine Randall, who did not call for a fair catch and is dropped immediately. Tackle made by Courtney Brown, a rookie. And with 34 seconds left on the clock, Washington will take them a shot into the end zone before this game ends. Time for Campbell over the middle. Penalty flag comes down. As Santana.
Illegal contact, number 35, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The big play is in the middle of the field because clearly the defense want to keep the clock running anytime the ball's complete.
DeMarcus Ware may have come across too early. The pass to Antoine Randall, but precious seconds continue to elapse. And this one is against DeMarcus Ware, who's been trying to get a jump.
10-yard completions, really, they're not going to help them. They need a 25, 30-yard gain here to really set themselves up.
Campbell throws, sideline catch in midfield, which Dallas isn't going to give up.
If they were to get to about the 25, 30-yard line, they could really put some pressure on this Cowboys defense.
Antoine Randall is out. He's been bothered by a bad groin. He limped off. This one is out.
The last thing that Jason Campbell can have happen here is a sack.
A sack and the game's over. Campbell steps up, fires, sideline, broken up by...
So there's no question that Jason Campbell from the 50-yard line, he's going to throw this ball about 60 yards. He's got plenty of arm to get it into the end zone.
Terrell Owens is defending for Dallas. He'd love to add an interception at the end of his 4-touchdown day. Campbell heaves it. Dallas 9-1. Two quarterbacks hooking up in today's game over midway through their first full season as starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and both played extremely well.
Well, and here's the play at the end, and Terrell Owens didn't even have to go up at its highest point to knock that one down.
So Wade Phillips, in his first year as the Dallas Cowboys head coach, has his team off to a start, and they got all they could handle here at home today from Joe Gibbs in the